Hit it.
All right, we're back for episode 58 of the Idiot Circle. I'm Mike.
I'm Fred.
Bizarre.
And I'm Tim.
Nice.
Hello, boy.
So we
Hello.
missed a week, but we're back. We
Yep.
heard, everybody missed us. They probably were,
With every bullet so far, they missed us.
they're probably messaging Fred left and right.
Yeah.
And where are you guys, you fuckers?
I only have one, I think I only had one or two, but obviously under the circumstances, there wasn't too much answering anybody's messages over the last few days. So
Yeah, I talked to Lisa a little bit. She missed us.
Did she?
Lisa Wayburn?
Yes, she cut my hair the other day, as you can tell.
I couldn't tell.
did she take 2 seconds to cut that?
Hey,
She-
it takes about 4 minutes, brother. 4 minutes.
Looks like
4
she was
minutes.
drinking before she cut your hair.
Mhm.
You can't
She
screw
uses-
that. You can't
Is it all
screw it. It's beautiful.
is it all clippers, Tim, or does she get in there with scissors?
I think it's the number one. And she goes, done.
Well, yeah.
She doesn't do like the fire cutting with fire or
No,
swords or any of that shit or
It's not much
Edward
up.
Scissorhand.
Edward
It's like-
Scissorhands.
It's like a
Hold
big
on,
pile.
I'll do it
Great.
for you, Tim.
But she was
There
doing
you
good. She wasn't feeling too well. I was kind of worried about her, but she's doing okay.
Okay.
She's a little tired, a little fatigued. So, but that's about it. What about you guys?
Well,
Anything good, man?
Rob's in the fucking Midwest, but we're in Wisconsin right now, huh?
I'm in the woods of Wisconsin.
Or is it
brother.
Czechoslovakia? I forget. Czechoslovakia?
It's Czechoslovakia. Yeah.
I got my ass kicked in Wisconsin one time.
It's like Wisconsin.
I'm in a place called New Berlin.
New Berlin?
There you go. It's
Yeah.
close enough to Czechoslovakia.
Are you,
Berlin?
yeah, are you close to the metro?
No, about 35 minutes.
It was a song reference, Rob. You missed it.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. The
Well,
band
hey,
Berlin.
I knew that Mike would get it. So that's
You guys hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
what?
No.
What?
Unfortunately, yes.
I was gonna put these in, but I think I'm gonna go without.
Oh, are
That's
you?
good.
What
That's
is
a good
that?
idea.
Bubble gum in your ear?
Go bareback. Go bareback, Tim.
Yeah, well, good. Now you won't. Now you won't touch your ears and shut the volume off again.
Is that hair gel?
Sign.
What is that sign?
Yeah.
This ear was the indicator. Marietta belt was bunt down the leg. Hit and run.
Mm.
It looks like it's like something else.
Mhm.
Wax on, wax off is what it
Yeah,
looks like.
jerk yourself a soda.
Stay hot. Stay hot.
He's in pain, but he's still letting him rip.
He is. He's letting him rip. So Fred is back from his stint in the hospital. You're
Yeah,
looking good, Fred. I mean, you look a little down, but I get it. But you look good.
I lost 20 pounds
Damn.
in 8 days.
I think I
and-
found it.
Ooh,
And
8 pounds, 20 pounds, you say, Fred? How much?
20 pounds, 20 and black and blue.
Holy
Here,
shit.
across my stomach from the blood thinner shots that I had to take so I wouldn't get a blood clot. It's
Ouch.
it's definitely nothing that I would want any of you guys to ever go through or anybody else. I can just tell you that it was it's been very hard on me. So it's one of those things where come to find out that for all these years that I've been on gout medicine, that I've been not getting the proper dosages that I'm supposed to, hence why I'm continue having brief flare-ups. So this whole time the doctor that I was going to for the medicine was not giving me enough, and basically it got to its boiling point and something set it off, and they drained 100 cc's of fluid off of my left knee. the guy didn't take any to test it, so that kind of made it even harder for me. And then I was in the ER a second time, and they said it was sciatica, and sent me home again. And by Monday, I was in the emergency room at Grosse Pointe, Beaumont, and they tapped my knee again, and got me up in a room, and I sat up there and suffered for the next from Monday to Monday, let's put it that way. So one day I started going septic. My blood pressure was 196 over 106, and my temperature was 102.9. They had to pack me in ice and all that stuff, and it's just something that anybody does not want to have to go through. That's for sure.
So then let's put this in perspective. You lost 20 pounds, but 100 cc's, it was basically 19 pounds of fluid off your knee.
It's a possibility, Rob. Who knows?
Google that. See how much 100 cc's weighs.
Well, let me just tell you. When they measured me, they weighed me, and when I walked in, I weighed 278. I went to the doctor today. I weighed 258. So,
well, if you want to lose a few pounds, that's not the way to do it.
That's not the way to do it, for sure.
At least you're okay.
No, do it with methamphetamine and barbiturates like everybody else does it.
Yeah. Caffeine and cocaine.
Yeah.
Try not
Sticking your finger down your throat and puking or whatever. But needless to say, I was able to come home late Monday, and I've been to 2 doctor's appointments in the past 2 days, and we'll see what tomorrow and Friday brings, because obviously I got to get back to work. Just trying to get back to being
normal.
able to just have a little bit of normalcy. That would be great.
Yeah. Hell, man, that's painful. Sounds painful.
But I appreciate the texts and just checking in with me periodically over the last week, guys. I really appreciate it. I thought that was nice.
You didn't like my joke, though.
Oh, dude, you wasted two minutes of my life with that.
He hung up on me, boys. He hung up. He gave me the look and hung up.
Yeah. So he goes, "Hey, I got a great joke for you." I'm like, and I could have really used it right at that moment, right? So I'm like, sure. He goes, what did the one tomato say to the other tomato? I'm like,
in the race. No, you got to get it right. You got to get it right. What did the one tomato say to the other tomato in the race?
During the race. And I'm like, I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't know what. He goes, catch up. Click.
Oh my God. That is the fucking worst joke
and
ever.
And he's laughing his ass off, like Sam Kinison just told
him.
It
was like therapeutic stuff. I was trying to get a little laugh out of him, and he just looked
therapeutic. Dude, you sent me septic, you prick.
That was a septic joke.
Jesus
Dr.
Christ.
Dr. Tim.
Oh fuck. Patch Adams over here.
Yeah. Well, you survived it,
Where did you find one of those things to fit that big heat of yours?
It is a tough task, but we got it.
It's meant for the front of a truck.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, actually,
I use it for fishing.
Yeah.
Jeez, you're gonna hack up a lung there? What
Jesus Christ, get the dick out of your mouth.
Oh, it's horrible. All them cattails flying. All them cattails were, all the dandelion and all that stuff was
quit
flying.
sucking on them, and
you're not supposed to be mowing in the ditch, bro.
Timmy, you're not supposed to be eating dandelions.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a cattail.
There you go, Freddie. You're feeling better already.
Yeah. Zingers. He's throwing zingers, man.
This is the funniest you've ever been. You need to get flare ups more often. Listen.
Oh God.
Wait a minute, I don't like this. He's now funnier than me. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Looks
a good
aren't
one.
everything, Rob.
Yeah.
Speaking of, look at Rob's hair. Give us the side profile on that hairdo, Rob.
The
Look
hell
at
is
that shit. I think
Yeah.
Lisa cut his hair after a night at the bar.
You know what? When I come into town, I think I'm going to have Lisa Wayburn cut my hair.
You should.
I should. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, she does a
Your,
good
your
job.
hair looks like it's wind tunnel tested, Rob.
It is.
It's the windy blow
It
look.
is wind tunnel tested, Tim.
Do you use a Flowbee for that? Just the attachment on your fucking. You cut it yourself, don't you?
I do. I do cut it
Fucking
myself.
vacuum. Oh shit
No.
balls.
Oh, shit balls.
Yep, balls.
Hey,
Anyway,
I got something to talk about. Mike will appreciate this. Mike and I and the bub Gage watched Waterboy. And
did?
when
The
I
first-
say, oh my God, because now Gage is trying to imitate Bobby Boucher all the time. And it's just, and we're going up to the baseball game and we were messing with Gage, you know, how Bobby Boucher would stutter and we'd say, you know, what do you like on your hot dog, Bobby? I like ketchup.
We laughed for about
Oh my
20
God.
minutes straight. My stomach hurt. We were laughing so bad, and I would calm down, and then Rob would start laughing, so I'd laugh again, and then we'd both calm down, and Gage would start laughing. So it literally was like for 20 minutes straight, just fucking laughing as hard as you've ever laughed in your life. That's what we were doing. I was choking. I was laughing so hard. It was like, I don't know why. It would just hit us all at the same time. We kept doing the stupid fucking Bobby Boucher stuttering and who dat? Who dat?
Who there?
Who there?
I love it. I love it.
Gage would not. He did it the rest of the day.
He's still doing it.
It's wet. It's really cold. That's really high. That's high quality H2O.
Yeah.
You guys are fucked up.
Hey Rob, why are alligators so ornery?
Well, Mama says alligators are so angry because they had all them teeth and no toothbrush.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Do tell. What does Mama have to say on
Yeah,
the subject?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, well, dude, pray tell, what does Mama have to say on the subject? Yes, sir, you, sir. Yes, sir, you, sir.
Oh man, what a great movie. It's so stupid, it's hilarious. And Gage was just he was laughing through the whole thing. It was awesome.
So I've been going through like all these movies from like the 90s and early 2000s that are, you know, there might be a little adult humor, but it's kind of goes right over his head. And we've watched The Mask, we've watched Waterboy, we've watched Liar, Liar, and there's all these great movies, man, and they never make good movies anymore.
Well, no,
I know
everybody's lost their imagination, and it's all about reboots. And
Yeah, I'm so tired of the remakes. And there's
Yeah.
bad movies that are being remade. Like, why would you even bother?
right.
Like White Men Can't Jump is being remade.
You're
Yeah,
shitting me.
yeah,
No.
yeah,
It's
no,
coming out. It's
Oh,
being
come
released this summer.
on.
yeah. You know,
And
not
I
to-
think movie 3 o'clock high again, Fred.
oh my God. See some of these movies that were kind of cult classics that didn't get a lot of airtime. I would love for those to have a classic 80s movie schedule where, okay, you get 3 o'clock high. After that, you get 16 Candles. After that, you get Better Off Dead.
So,
You know,
Lucas, you want to watch Lucas?
I mean, any of those type of movies. I mean, 3 o'clock high. Tim and I had no idea what 3 o'clock high was. So we were at his uncle's house waiting for baseball practice, and we watched it, and we fucking nearly pissed our pants through the whole movie. It's
You
a
ever
great
seen it?
movie.
Haven't you?
It stars.
Rob,
It stars
seen it, Rob?
Casey.
What's that?
3 o'clock high. You seen it?
No, I don't think
No, I
so.
haven't seen it.
What?
It stars Casey Shamasco. It has
Bless you.
Richard.
Google it and watch it tonight.
It has Richard Tyson, who, if you remember the villain from Kindergarten Cop, he was the bully.
Okay.
But
Great.
it's a great movie if you get a chance, and it is available on streaming if you want to see it.
3 o'clock.
Rob, you're not doing nothing tonight. Watch it. 3 o'clock.
I'm in the hotel, but I could probably do it. But
Well, you probably if you got
I'll
your
watch
laptop
it. I'll watch it.
You should probably do it before you rub one out, Rob, because you don't want to
Yeah.
be falling asleep.
Right.
Yeah, well, my at my age, rub one out is like, start at 7:55 and see if I finish or fall asleep before 8.
Is that after taking a couple of Tylenol PMs?
Yeah. No, not even at this age. You don't even have to worry about that. You just don't know if you're going to get
Rob,
there.
well, if we give you a subject and you come back next week with a patch over your eye, we know that you had a moment. What happened to your eye? Shut up.
Oh man, Tim is disgusted.
Tim doesn't know what disgusted is.
Tim's still trying to write all this down.
Yeah.
Patch, how do you spell patch?
Patch. Nasacort or whatever the fuck.
I haven't written anything down yet.
Wow.
Oh shit, you're way behind.
Boys, do we have a topic? What
Do
do we
you have a
got?
topic?
No,
Come on,
you?
Tim.
Yeah,
You
Tim.
have a topic? You said you
Well,
were going to bring a bunch of topics.
Yeah, wait, Tim, you
No,
haven't
we
really
got
added
another,
much to this show.
Do we still got topics left from Carlson?
Yes, we do, but I have one to start off with.
All right.
How many people believe that all these lotteries in the professional sports are fucking rigged? Because
About as bad as the lottery.
last night was the biggest travesty, rigged lottery I've ever seen in my entire life.
NBA, that was the NBA
Yeah.
lottery.
Yeah.
Who got
You
number one?
San Antonio Spurs. Now, here's the thing. The Detroit Pistons have a 14%, one of 4 teams that have 14% chance of being in the top 4. They get the 5th pick. What that should never fucking happen. And the fact of the matter is you put these, and the 2 teams that are ahead of them that got in this lottery had won 16 and 10 more games than both of them. They had the worst record in the NBA, and here they're fucking picking 5th.
Is the NBA the only league that does the lottery?
No,
the fucking the NHL. He is one of the worst too. I mean, I don't know how many times that the fucking Red Wings has had the worst record, or some of these teams have had the worst record, and they end up getting the closest the Red Wings have gotten to pick number 1 was number 4, and that's when they got most Cider, and they got it for 2 years in a row, and they had the worst record in the NHL. They didn't tank. The Pistons didn't tank. They tried. They did everything they possibly could to win games. And so it's a simple theory for me. Hey, if you have a team that has played their ass off and they're just not good and they're the worst team, they automatically should get the first pick. Now, pick 2 through 14, if you want to do a lottery that way, that makes sense. But you cannot keep these teams like the Pistons and the Rockets and all these other teams who are small marketed teams that are not going to get the big name free agents to come in and play, to give them an opportunity to build through the draft, and you sit there and you fuck them in the ass like you did last night. Pisses me off. Same thing with the Red Wings.
We don't even watch NBA basketball.
But again, it's just the point of the lottery system. Same thing with the NHL. I mean, the Red Wings, they had a decent year, but now they're picking 9th. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, there for some reason, I just find it how bizarre it is that you get the Red Wings as soon as the salary cap comes into play. You really found out what kind of GM Ken Holland was, which was mediocre at best. When Mike Ilitch had the wallet out, he could bring people in left and right, and I believe that they decided to go with the salary cap so Mike Ilitch and the Red Wings could not continue to do what the Yankees do every year, and the Dodgers and teams like that do during baseball.
Yeah, but even the Yankees, though,
they still can't win because
they can't win. In the last 20 years,
yeah.
The Rays have won their division more than the Yankees.
And I agree. And the thing is but they can afford to be relevant every year. I mean, to me, the Yankees are probably one of the biggest choke artist teams because they're great during the regular season and they piss the bed going into the playoffs. So
and Ken Holland isn't good. I mean, yes, Edmonton made it to the playoffs this year, but they live on the back of two guys, McDavid and Draisaitl, right. And those guys were there before Holland got there, right?
That is correct. And I'll be honest with you, I just think back in the day when we were growing up, if you finished in last place, you got the first pick the next year. And it's not like that anymore. Now they make it a lottery, and there's teams who've made trades the year prior or 2 years prior, and then they get the pick, and then that team's bad, and all of a sudden now you get somebody like the New York Rangers who got pick number 1 3 years ago, and got pick number 2 the year right after it. It's just like, it doesn't, to me, it's a travesty because you want to have parity. The good thing about hockey that there is a lot of parity, and I don't care if you're seated 8th or 1st, you have a chance to, as long as you're in the playoffs, you have a chance of winning it. When it comes to football or baseball or basketball is the worst one because all they've done is allowed these guys to create super teams and not spread the wealth. But like when you and I were in high school, when we played ball, any team could win the NBA championship because every team had stars on the team.
Right.
There was occasional, like, somebody like Cleveland back in the day, they didn't have any stars, but if Milwaukee did, Atlanta did, San Antonio did, Indiana. I mean, all these teams.
Clippers back then didn't, but yeah. I mean, there was just a few teams.
Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz. Mike, this was the year, though, to get number 1 in the NHL. Have you heard about this kid, Connor Bedard?
I just read something today. I happened to see something on Google News about everybody's going gaga over him.
Well, nobody has dominated juniors since Wayne Gretzky than this kid.
Really?
And Wayne Gretzky, in the first 90 seconds of their championship thing, they're in the world junior championship, 90 seconds in, he scored a goal, and then he scored 2 more goals, and Gretzky called him after the game and said, "You're the most electrifying player I've ever seen play the game of hockey at that age, and I'm including myself when I say that." Wow. And Connor was on the phone, and his dad was like, "Who's on the phone?" He's like, "Wayne Gretzky." And his dad's like, "Shut the fuck up. Who's on the phone?" And he's like, "No, Wayne Gretzky."
That's awesome. Where's he from?
Canada. He's from where, Fred? What part of Canada?
Maybe New Brunswick or something like that. So I'm not sure. But the kid is just, here's what I would have loved. Even if the Red Wings didn't get the first pick, it would have been nice for them to get the second pick. They could get the Fantelli kid from Michigan, who I think could be just as exciting as Bedard. But the thing is now Bedard's going to Chicago. I wouldn't be surprised if Patrick Kane leaves the Rangers and goes back to play with him in Chicago for his last year of hockey. There's rumors of that, but the problem, the thing that really bothers me is, the Red Wings are trying to do it the right way. They tried to win games. They didn't try to tank. They didn't bench people. They didn't rest people. They just tried to get better, and the best that they can do is get the 9th pick. Now, there is some guys that have been mentioned at the 9th pick that are going to be some special players, but they're not going to be at the touting levels of what Connor Bedard or a Wayne Gretzky or a Connor McDavid would be. But the thing that I think the one thing that the Red Wings do have going for them is the fact that Steve Yzerman has enough draft picks. Maneuvering up and down the draft board and making some solid investment picks. I know there's some guys that they're talking about not bringing back, like they're talking about not bringing Adam Ernie back, Robbie Fabry. They're talking about Gustav Lindstrom, people like that, because they got like people like the Soderbaum and the Evansons, and they got Marco Casper all coming up the ranks here for next year. So there's things to be excited about, but you throw a Connor Bedard on the Detroit Red Wings next year, this upcoming year, with the group of guys that they have right now, I think it would have been, it would have been an organizational explosion. I think it would be nice to see, but that's the luck of the Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons. They just never get the luck. Now, sure, Pistons got the luck the one year, and they got Cade.
Timmy, you thought after the NFL draft, Fred was done talking drafts. He just finds other drafts to talk about.
No, I'm just talking about the lottery.
There's a draft in here.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the lottery mindset, or the rules of it. To me, is ludicrous, and I think it's a rigged thing. Now, and someone said, and I'm not quoting it, don't quote me on this, but someone said that Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be the first pick in the draft, had already reached out to George Popovich down and come telling him, hey, can't wait to be playing with you. And this was way before the draft. So, like, something got leaked. That's the shit that's really bothers me. That if this is the case where you're trying to stack teams, and you're trying to keep teams down, or try to bring teams up and all this stuff, you got to think about your small market teams, mid-level market teams, not just your LAs, your New Yorks, your your Bostons and Chicago. Chicago. The thing is, what? Though I just don't agree with the system whatsoever. So,
well, they're probably
sorry to get on my soapbox about it. Sorry.
Well, at least they get people talking about the NBA, because usually nobody gives a shit.
Well, that's true. Matter of fact, I think all four of us probably couldn't even tell you the last time you watched a full game of an NBA basketball game.
No,
for a long time. I watched a couple games in the playoffs last year. I don't know why, but regular season, it's been probably close to 20 years since I've watched a regular season NBA game.
I think there's two games that I can remember. I think it was Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. My dad was over, and we watched the Celtics and the Knicks, because my dad loved the Celtics. And then the other one was when Dallas was playing LeBron James, and Dallas beat him to win the NBA championship. I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see that fucker lose and whine and cry like a pussy.
I don't know if I could name 5 players who are playing in the NBA today. Maybe 2 or 3 I could name. Seriously, I don't think I can name 5 people playing.
Yep. Well, hey, trust me, if we had the Mafia, had the 3 of us with our hands tied, knees to the ground, with a gun's pointing at our head, and they asked him that question, he'd say, "I'll see you guys on the other side," because he could.
I couldn't either, Tim.
I'd rather slam my dick in the door than watch fucking this.
Well, we know you do that already, so that doesn't matter. So that's an ongoing
you mentioned one, and the only reason I know Cade Cunningham is because he was a #1 pick a few years ago.
Yeah,
I think I know him. Steph Curry, and LeBron James. That's probably the only three that I know.
That's it.
I'm
That's
dead serious. I can't think of anybody else. I don't know anybody on the Pistons.
I don't care.
Right. So, to end this subject real quick, I know, I'm sorry. I don't see you bringing any subjects. So,
he's waiting.
Big guy. So, I was on Twitter, and they had 2 back-to-back reports where it showed that if the Lions would have not drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, the team drafting right after them was going to take him at 13. And then another one came out today. If the Lions don't draft Jack Campbell at 19, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers takes him at 20.
You hated the Gibbs pick, man.
Well,
you hated it.
I am on the fence with it as of right now because they obviously know more than we do.
We're ready to jump off the bridge when
we were putting you on suicide watch after that pick.
Suicide watch.
Well, needless to say, they know more than I do, or us. But
what?
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, right. I forgot. Hey, when it comes to this shit, I've forgotten more than you guys know. So kiss my ass. So simple. But the fact that there were other teams looking to take those guys, so maybe there's some substance to what their method of their madness. I don't know, but it's going to be quite interesting. But I've heard some really good reports coming out of OTAs that Sam Laporta's looking like a stud. Jack Campbell's taking the lead, making all the calls. He's going to be like the starting middle linebacker coming out of there. And they said Jahmyr Gibbs has been used in multiple different settings, kind of like a Deebo Samuel. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. But here's the problem: still don't have a backup quarterback. Hayden Hooker's looking pretty good. He's not going to be. They're not going to use him at all this year. They've already stated that. Matt Ryan just signed with CBS to be an analyst, which kind of irritates me when you could have him for a year. But you got to find somebody other than Nate Sudfeld, because if Jared Goff goes down, so do the Lions.
They're going to wait for Jameis Winston to get cut, and they're going to sign him.
So the funniest thing I heard this week.
How coon you?
Funniest thing I heard this week, Stetson Bennett, what was he, 25, 26 or whatever, 6 years of college, does not have a degree from University of Georgia. He does not have he does not graduate.
Isn't he like 31 years old?
He's 175 years old.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years and don't.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
He doesn't have a degree.
Yeah, way to go. Just a shade under a decade. All right.
In
6 years?
6 years. And who was it? Was it Hurts that went back to Oklahoma? He's got a master's degree. He went back and finished his master's degree. Fucking Bennett hasn't graduated from Georgia. I guess he doesn't play school down there.
He just plays house.
I'm not sure the University of Georgia puts a high emphasis of academics on their athletes.
I don't think so. Even Cardale Jones tweeted, and this is no shit. He said, apparently Stetson wasn't playing school down there either. That's the best.
That is funny.
Yeah. That is the fucking best.
Cardell did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's his degree in ballroom dancing?
I don't even think he has a degree. He left early.
That's
that would have been one of my. Cardell Jones thinks that he
that's how bad this is.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, not to mention, I wonder what Jalen Carter's degree's in. High performance engineering.
Probably in high performance athletic drinks or something.
Driver's training.
Yeah, driver's training. He's a driving instructor.
Well, let's just hope here.
Dwayne Haskins had a degree in road safety.
Oh,
yeah. Hazmat.
That's
Pu-
that.
Public safety, public road safety.
Shit.
I think he started in Frogger and lost.
Now, hey, now that's a good fucking video game. Dwayne Haskins trying to dodge traffic.
You can't believe there's got to be some Michigan students that are good with
Oh
technology.
God.
Develop that game, man.
Well, you know, you can't
Oh my
discourage
God.
the dead that bad because that just comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, that's funny.
So Rob, you got a subject there, buddy? And then he gets hit. God damn.
God damn.
Good care.
Oh,
care.
shit.
Oh,
You
Rob,
said it.
Rob, what do you got for us?
Spit it out, Rob. Spit it out.
So I did have a couple texts come in over the last 2 weeks
On the wire, over the wire.
over the wire of things that they don't want us to talk about. This is our fans don't want us to talk about. Number one,
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
no more draft talk. That's number one.
No more draft time. Okay.
Oh, you're such a liar.
What was number 2?
No more medical talk. They can't talk anything
No.
medical.
Number 3 was tell Rob not to call himself the czar, asshole.
That's number 3. You got it. You got it. That's number 3. So I replied, none of this will happen.
There's no way it can happen.
Ah!
So you replied that it
They
wouldn't
asked
happen,
if-
and then it happened. So
They asked if we could get Timmy a wider screen so we could see his whole head. That was the other thing that they asked for.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. You gotta trim those nose
Hey,
hairs, Tim.
Yeah. Hey Tim, we're trying to make you look more attractive. Can you move back to Cleveland?
Hey, Fred, Marla Hooch.
Hooch. Yeah. Hey, you know, when we're all out at nighttime and Tim walks in, they go, what should we do? Play more night games. Where you want to put them? Deep left field.
Oof.
And make sure some of the stadium lights are like broken out so it's darker out there.
Wow,
Tim, you're a damn good looking man.
Yeah.
Show that big smile.
Fred, I'm surprised you got rid of the goatee thing you had going on there in that one picture in the hosptal. What happened?
You and Gillette get in the fight?
Or was that chocolate pudding around here?
Jello.
Yeah, I was gonna keep it, but I'm like,
no.
yeah, I hadn't shaved like obviously for a while because it just I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand at all. So, you know,
Can't stand it.
Yeah, that too. But I couldn't stand in front of a mirror and shave, so I just let it go. And then when I got in the hospital, I did it right at the bed, and I just kept the goatee just to see what it would look like. Some people said you should keep it. Most people said no. And when I finally had a doctor's appointment yesterday, I really didn't want the. I really didn't. I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it.
Okay. Well.
And like I said, I don't want to look like Shaggy from Scooby Doo because
more like Michael Moore if you would have had a Michigan State hat on.
Oh,
Yeah, look like a dick with hair.
yeah. First of all, number one, I don't look like Jabba the Hutt. Piece of mother car, solo. Piece of my car, solo.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, sounding and looking are two different things, brother.
Mike, you got a topic?
Not really.
Well,
No.
we have
Well,
a Carl.
Carl.
Okay,
Yeah, let's
so
go to our backup plan here.
so I'm trying to remember which ones that we discussed, but I'm thinking that
We'll tell you.
We'll tell you if we
Right.
discussed them.
Here, let me review my notes.
Okay.
yeah, right. Do you guys Do you have a favorite book or author that you is a go-to person as far as reading is concerned? What like let's just say what was the last book that you guys read?
Oh Jesus Christ.
I know that's a tough question. I can answer mine right away because I did it in a day, and I read one book in one day. I couldn't believe I did it.
What was this, like the pamphlet on the plane describing the security measures or what?
It was actually it was Ron Glodich's book.
Oh, Ron Glodich's book.
I couldn't put the damn book down. I got it.
Good.
I read the book, and when I grabbed it, I think it came in the mail. I got it at like 4 p.m, and I said by the time it was like maybe 2 in maybe 1 a.m, I had like 12 pages left. Woke up in the morning, finished the last 12, and called it a day. It was very engaging, and not to mention the fact that I was honored because my name was mentioned in the book. So I thought that was kind of shocking. I wasn't expecting that at all.
So did you just keep reading that line over and over for a couple hours, or?
Well,
Did you cry?
In my ADD days,
Did you cry? Did you cry?
He was all pissed. He's like, "Damn, Timmy got a whole chapter, and I got one blurb."
But it's a good book. It's a good book. I was pleasantly surprised.
So Fred has the most recent book reading. I'm gonna venture a guess that probably Rob has read a book before Tim or I.
My favorite author of all time is Steinbeck, and I love the last book of his I read.
John Steinbeck.
Yeah.
Okay, let's clarify. The Grapes of Wrath, is that the last one you fucking read?
I thought that opening.
The what?
Didn't he write the Grapes of Wrath? John Steinbeck?
The last book he wrote that I read is Tortilla Flats. So that was the last book I read of his. So
is that like a Mexican cookbook or something?
No. Definitely not. All his books, he was a Californian. All his books surrounded California around the turn of last century.
Yeah.
So it was great writer, great American author. So I like his books.
I think the last book I read was,
besides Penthouse Forums.
Was probably Mindhunter. It's about the FBI profiling unit when they started.
That's interesting.
I was on a true crime book kick for a long time, and I read several of the books by them, but the last one I'd read was called Mindhunter. But I don't really have a favorite author necessarily. But
is there a series right now based on those?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy that started they call it the BAU now, the Behavioral Analysis Unit, but they didn't have a name for it at the time. But him and another guy wrote the book, and they were like executive producers on that show. It's actually called Mindhunter. They only had it for 2 seasons on Netflix, which is disappointing, but it's a good series.
Mindhunter's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought when I hear Mindhunter, I was thinking it was on that Ion network with all the,
That's Criminal Minds is on there, but
Mindhunter
is on Netflix. It was only out for 2 seasons. I don't know why. It's a good series, but but a lot of the stuff in they have several books. A lot of the stuff in their books, they put on that show. So they showed the start of the BAU and that series. So it's kind of interesting. So anywho, what about you, Tim? What's the last book you read? What is it?
Glodich's book.
Oh, okay. Wow, you read one, more recent than Rob and I, then.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think back to maybe the college days, but you guys may laugh, but was a great book was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, that was a good book. I read that. That was good. Weren't we supposed to read some book in high school? Was it called The Boys from Brazil?
No, that's a movie.
I know, but didn't we? I thought we had to read the book or do something in high school, if I remember right.
Well, yeah, they made us read books in high school.
Well, I thrown out of practice.
Some of us read books in high school, Tim.
Yeah.
buddy. I tell you that much. I didn't.
Some of us read the Cliff Notes, and
I watched the
Almost
movie, skimmed the book, and then adapted from there.
Oh, you
Oh.
did. I'm gonna tell.
Doesn't matter.
hey, he made
See?
it, man.
C's get you degrees, brother.
That's right. That's right. Okay, next topic. Spit it out.
You spit it out. You haven't come up
Yeah,
with
you,
one.
Well, you look at you,
You know
a
the-
taskmaster.
I
I
brought
was-
up the Stetson Bennett. Fred
Yeah.
talked about the draft,
Or the lottery.
or the
So
lottery.
listen, hey,
Fix
on the-
lotteries.
has anybody watched Man Called Otto?
Yes.
So I watched it on the plane on Monday. Depressing movie, but man, that was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, it was
That was
good.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I watched the first 5 minutes and I couldn't stand how he was acting, so I had to step away.
Well, he changes.
Well, that's what Kendra said, but she watched it. You know, I didn't have any interest in seeing that movie. Now, what I watched the other day is the new series called Night Agent.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought that was really good. But
Oh, you know what I saw last weekend? I was out fishing later in the evening. I saw first of many of the new cruise ships that are in the Great Lakes come through Marine City. Pretty
Yeah.
impressive. Real impressive. Huge boat.
Well, if you're gonna cruise the Great Lakes, you pretty much have to go by Marine City.
I'm telling you though, they're
Right.
huge boats, huge. And someone was telling me it's like maybe $6,000 or $7,000 a person to be on that sucker for
Jesus.
a week.
To cruise the Great Lakes?
Yeah, if
Fuck
that's
that.
the case, then yeah, it
No.
cost me $1,600 to go on the Royal Caribbean with a unlimited drink package for 5 days. Fuck that! I'm not spending $7,000. to go
Those
on the
fuckers
goddamn
lost
cruise.
money
They
then.
lost
Yeah.
serious.
Hell yes, they did. Damn straight.
Wait a minute. You here for an hour? You go home. You
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, our cruise was like $600 a person for 5 days on Carnival.
Yeah.
Fucker, he drank whole fifth. He got of here.
You no stay. You go home.
You go. You run.
He drink more liquor in ocean. We got to get him on boat.
No soup for you. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh man,
Special wonton soup for you, you some bitch.
I have no desire to cruise the Great Lakes. I get there's people that haven't seen it before, but there's no way I would be paying that. If I'm paying that kind of money, I'd better be on like the Mediterranean Sea and be
Right.
visiting
Hey,
that kind of shit.
That's pretty historic. I mean, they started, I think, near the St. Lawrence Seaway or something like that, and then they go up that way, or I don't know, and they come up through and go to Milwaukee or something, or
Mike,
Oh,
you're not
that's-
supposed to say that though. You're trying to bring tourism to the Midwest and the states.
Oh.
So
pretty
am I?
impressive.
Am I
Pretty
trying to do
impressive.
that?
Yeah,
Well,
Mike,
now that
I
you're,
didn't know. Hey,
you're
Mike, I didn't know you had a new job.
well, he's a popular figure on the idiot circle
on the YouTube.
on the YouTube. Yeah, on the
Aren't you
YouTube.
guys on the YouTube?
Yeah,
We're on
well,
the YouTube.
Everybody calls this our podcast. It's not a podcast.
No, it's a YouTube show. It's
YouTube channel, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't. Would you want to go on a Great Lakes cruise, Rob?
Not for that much, but I'll tell you what, I've heard that they've been doing cruises like this for a long time. It's just now that they're coming full circle, like you said, they have to go by Marine City. Before there was a lot going from Chicago to Georgian Bay, which is
Oh.
right, and that Georgian Bay is supposed to be gorgeous, beautiful. Yeah. And I would do something like that, but I don't know. I mean, that's for 6,000 a person.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of that's kind
I
of.
mean, it's a weird time. They're coming through now. It's a weird time of year. Like it's still cold, especially if you're going
yeah.
up towards Superior. You're gonna freeze your
Sure.
ass off, man.
That's right.
They
But-
still
Yeah.
get snow up there.
Some people
Yeah.
want to
No,
see it, man. They want to see it. There's a big attraction. The
If
Great
I'm
Lakes.
cruising, I'm going where it's warm. I'm not leaving a place
Well, then
that's
you got,
cold.
but you
and
also have
going-
people that are probably jumping on there that are from warm states that would love to see.
Can you
They've
imagine?
never seen
those-
snow before, and
or
I
what
don't
if you're that person that lives in Texas
True.
And you've been all over the place. To come up on a cruise at late summer, early fall to see the colors, that would be something to be pretty cool, I would think.
I agree.
Cool. I heard
All
the
right.
last.
We'll
Anybody
sign
been
you
up?
up. We'll sign you up, Rob. It's just like it's like a $3,000 deposit. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. We'll get you.
I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Would you do the Alaskan cruise? I'd do that.
I've heard people. I just talked to
They
someone.
said it's absolutely beautiful.
But
It's
it's
gorgeous.
expensive.
Yeah.
I might consider it, but I like going places that are warm. I don't know.
I'm totally down. with that,
Agree.
too.
Agree.
So, boys, Brock Hanley sent a couple of topics just now.
Oh, just
He did?
now.
Yep.
Wow, shit. You know, how do you know we were doing the show?
Because I asked him if he had any topics. For
Oh,
us.
that's probably
Yep.
yeah.
Tell
We know
him-
we know Brock's not that smart to
He's
guess.
got the finger on the pulse.
Have him jump on. Can we get him the email and have him jump on?
No, but this one of them. I mean, is I think we'll use one of the three, or if we want to, unless you want to do all three.
Yeah,
The
why
first-
not?
Okay.
All right. Give,
Okay,
what
the
is
number-
for-
first
But
one-
Tim's
what is
got a
for-
good idea.
Hey Tim,
Tim's
how
got
about
a-
shutting that hole underneath your
Yeah.
nose so I can tell the fucking tell the fucking question? Shut up,
Tim's-
fucker.
Tim's got a good idea, though. It'd be good entertainment for the show if we tried to get Brock would never be able to get on. We saw how hard it was last time.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd take him like 10, 15 minutes.
You want me to ask him?
Nah,
Try it. Let's
nah.
try it.
Okay.
Try it, Mike.
What else
Come
do
on.
we got?
Columbus took a chance.
All right. You got to give me his email so I can send it to him.
Brock, we have decided that we would like you to be on the show right now. If you have time, please send me your email address and jump on real quick.
You could ask the questions and then we'll delete
He's
your
gonna
ass.
say, fuck you. He's gonna say, fuck you. I ain't coming on.
Yeah.
You talk
Well,
about
in the meantime, let's read his questions.
Yeah, what's his question?
The three he has is, what is your most embarrassing moment? Have you ever been in a bench clearing brawl? And number three is, what wild animal would be the worst to be killed by?
Ooh.
shark.
I don't know, dude.
What wild animal would be the worst to be killed by?
I know
Wow.
my worst wild animal. I wouldn't want to be killed by
Okay, go for it.
Rosie O'Donnell.
So you're seeing a tainted beaver?
Oh boy. No, you gotta be thinking what's something that wouldn't kill you right away. A shark would probably kill you right away.
But a lion.
Wouldn't it be
Alligator-
worse if they?
Alligator, bear.
I'm thinking like
Ooh.
a huge anaconda or
Ooh.
something, because that would be a
Oh,
slow, fucking painful death. That would be the
Well-
worst, I think. Like a
well-
shark. I mean, chances are you're dead.
he
in a
could
few
just bite.
minutes.
He could just bite you one time and
Yeah.
go away, and you could die.
Yeah, but an anaconda, that's gonna take some time. That would be my vote for the worst.
Squeeze you.
Yeah.
Squeeze the shit out of you.
What do you
Yeah.
think,
I'm
Tim?
saying- I'm gonna say a lion or a shark.
Lion or shark? Okay. What about you, Fred?
I agree with the snake. I fucking hate snakes, but I will tell you that I've always been kind of that person. It would be an alligator.
An alligator?
Oh, God. Oh,
Right, grabs you and
I'd
starts,
be at my seat.
because I have a fear of drowning.
They
He-
toss you around a little bit, don't they? Like roll with you
they
under
do
the
the
water. and all
death.
shit?
Yeah, do the death roll. They get you to drown, and then
Yeah, that
and
wouldn't be
then they
good.
bury you inside the wall of the river. They let you decay a little bit, and they keep coming back and getting a little taste.
Fucking
Nibble.
Jeffrey Dahmer alligators, man, or something. Nasty. Rob, you said Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, but what about this? What about this scenario? You're that person that has a lot of cats. You have a stroke. You're laying on the floor. You don't feed the cats forever.
They start
You're
eating your
still
eyes and
alive,
stuff.
You can't move, and the cats come and start to devour you.
Just think
You're-
about,
you're
or a rat,
You're a sick individual, man.
or rats.
But that could
rats.
happen.
It could
I
happen.
mean, what do you mean
That
it could
come
happen?
from?
It has happened. You ever? I
That
mean,
come from?
you ever watch
That's why you don't
programs,
have
man?
cats in your house.
Nope.
He's a hot mess.
He is a hot mess express.
Uh,
All right,
It's
what
probably
was the other?
Eric-
The other one was. Did we do our most embarrassing moments?
we
already?
did. We all talked about our sharding moments. Fred talked
Yeah.
about the one.
I mean, that's
I mean,
that's
I-
a.
I think we did that one before.
I mean, my most embarrassing moment happens every week at Thursday, usually coming on this fucking show.
This week it's on Wednesday.
Yeah, this week my most embarrassing. It's on Wednesday.
What was the first one?
That was the first one. The second one
the
is
second one.
have you ever been in a bench clearing brawl?
No, not me.
No.
I've been in 3.
3.
Yep.
We-
One in basketball and 2 in baseball.
Okay,
Softball.
let's hear about these
Softball.
bench clearers.
Yeah, where you bitch slap Sally. Right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Who did he bitch slap?
Another guy in another team.
Oh.
Yep.
Fred took his glove.
Well, I hope it wasn't a guy on his own team.
Well, it started out.
It was Steve Murray.
I don't think he was.
Was that at Tim's wedding?
So-
Here we go.
Tim, just ignore it. So,
Look away.
um,
Nothing to see here.
So what ended up happening is I hit a little ground ball and he threw and our third baseman threw it up the line a little bit, and I could see the look. I could see the look on the guy running at me. He was going to try to truck me, so I lowered my shoulder and just to protect myself because the ball was gone. There's no way I was going to get to boom, and I knocked him about 12 feet to the left. Well, he got up and came at me and started shoving me, and I'm like, dude, get away from me before I hurt you. And he shoved me one more time, and I had a first baseman's glove, and I swatted him right across the face with it. And then everybody started coming out of the dugouts and everything. And Timmy got involved, Scott Evans got involved, pinned a couple people up against the fence. And needless to say, the last team you want to have a bench brawl with was our team. I'm just telling you that right now. So the funny part was the only person that got kicked out of the game was the guy that I bitch slapped. And then he sat around waiting. He's like, he goes, I'm waiting for you after the game. I'm like, you can wait right there because when I step outside these gates, it's going to be the last thing that you'll ever remember because I'll kill you.
There's going to be 2 hits: me hitting you and you hitting the floor.
Hitting the ground.
Did he wait for you, Fred?
Yeah, but he didn't do anything because he knew he was going to get his ass kicked. But needless to say, it was the best one I ever been in was the basketball one. I got asked to play in a league up at the SC4, and we were playing Rodney Glasner, Kevin Nicefield, Cliff Tomlinson, all these guys that were players out of Port Huron High, or obviously everybody knew who Rodney was, but so kind of a hard foul during the play, and I go in the game, and I see Chad Kelly from Marysville starts running his mouth at somebody. All of a sudden the fists come flying, and Rodney sprinted up and ran up into the crowd to stay away from everybody, and here's Chad getting attacked by a guy, and then another guy's punching him in the head. So I tackle the guy on top of him, and I just start, just lighting his ass up. Well, I have another guy hitting me in the side of the head, and I can't even feel it. I'm just drilling this guy. And then Cliff Tomlinson comes comes right at me with a chair, like one of the bench chairs, going to throw. I said, "You throw that, you better kill me with that, or I'm going to bury you here. This is where your parents are going to come and find you when they want to celebrate your birthday after you're dead." I was just fucking out of my mind. But Mike
Well,
Quinlan.
to come back with that, you must have been out of your
I was. Dude,
It's a
You
good
probably,
comeback.
you probably could.
Mama said, I'll drop you right here.
Yeah,
My mama says I'll hit you in the face.
It's like if you fuck, go to hell. But
Probably confuse the shit out of him.
well, let's just put it this way: Mike Quinlan, a guy out of Marysville, I'm good friends with. Anytime we run into each other, or I see Chad Kelly, they come walk up to me and they say, "Dude, thanks for having my back that day," or "Hey, that's something I'll never forget." Because I mean, I just was. Kevin Nicefield was 6'10", and I'm on top of him, just hitting him. Every time I hit him, his feet are going. Doo, doo.
What's the fight you had in basketball with Brock Hanley? You and Brock on the same team, and you guys got in a fight or something like that.
That was the game, I think.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. But Dale Volker was on the team. Brad Humphrey from Marysville. I think Brock was on the team. It was and they obviously canceled the game, and I think there was one other bench brawl like a week later, and then they just canceled the rest of the league for the rest of the summer. So because obviously there was they didn't have referees that were good enough to kind of keep the game under control by any means. So
Guys didn't play with others.
It was pretty
Maybe
intense.
they expected a rec league not to have guys do that. Maybe that was
Really seriously. Those are the ones that you would expect it to happen in, because you got a bunch of has-beens who think they still got game, but and then I had the one at SC4 and the baseball team where we were playing Niles, and one of the players trucked our second baseman and cut him wide open with the helmet, the beak of the helmet, and we came out of the dugout and they were like two platoon. I mean, it was like, it was just friggin' just a friggin' massacre. But yeah, it was those are the three that I've been involved in my time frame.
What about you, Tim? You must have.
Well, I was in the one obviously Freddie mentioned. That was pretty good.
It's pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was it?
That's about a 6.
Yeah.
About a 6.
Well, then
That is pretty good then.
Of course, there was the one up in Saginaw or up in Midland when the guy trucked me at home plate, and we all came out, and then that team came out, and we came out, and they saw how big we are. They went back in the dugout. But I mean, the guy fucking laid me out. He got ejected out of the tournament. He was done for the tournament because he did it. I mean, I wasn't up the line or anything. I was just waiting for him to slide, and he trucked me, and yeah, he hurt me pretty bad. But I got up and I spiked the softball right in his stomach.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Killed him.
I think my best one was, well, 2 of them in the minor leagues. JT was pitching. Guy hit a home run.
JT is Justin Thompson.
Oh, I thought it was Justin Timberlake.
And JT was pitching, and this guy hit a bomb off. A bomb. Left it up. Guy hit it a mile. He watched it for a little bit. And he came around home plate. I'm standing there looking at him. And inning ends. We go in the dugout, and usually when we were, inning ends, the pitcher and the catcher usually sit near the scouting report and whatever. So I kind of sit down like this, and I kind of start flipping through the scouting report, and I go
Your
like
notes.
this, and I go, and Justin looks, we're fucking drilling him next time up. Okay, no problem. Sure enough, this guy comes up, nobody's on. I give the old middle finger, and JT's like, yep, hits him right in the ribs. Right, 98 miles an hour right in the ribs, knocked the wind out of him. The guy didn't speak any English, right? So he's kind of like out of breath. Cunyo, he's leaning over. Oh, he's trying to get his breath. I kind of jump out in front of him, and the umpire and I jump out, and all of a sudden this guy gets brave and he stands up, right? And I'm like, push him in the chest with my fingers, like, go to first, dude. You got no choice. Go to first. And all of a sudden you hear in the background, this is the best, with that Southern draw, JT, come on, boy. And off we went. Here it went, right?
Six foot 6'6", lefty throwing 98
we went off. We went in the pile, and it was pretty good. And that was a pretty good one. And then another one in Lakeland, Brian Dubose was hitting,
right.
And Brian was our first baseman, pretty good player. He's from Detroit. Good. He's a good friend. Something happened. I don't know. Doobie, the guy didn't challenge him or something, or threw him a curveball or something. And Doobie said, well, you know, why don't you throw me a fastball? You called him a pussy, right? So as he's going down, that pitcher came. He was with the Mets. He came from the mound and came to the top step of our dugout. And everybody turned around and looked. It was like, he said, "What did you say, motherfucker?" Next thing you know, here we go. And we're in the dugout, and I'm grabbing hold of the catcher, and this catcher grabs his mask, and he says, I got a mask. He's like, "I'm going to hit you with it." I said, "Yeah." I grabbed the bat. I got a bat. And grabbed him by his shirt, you know. We're in the dugouts.
You guys like to narrate your fights yourself?
Oh, it was.
Way to tell us straight. I'm going to swing my bat from my right hand to hit you in the left shoulder. Be ready. Here it comes.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you understand, a lot of them, like the Dominicans, they didn't speak too good English. You know, I said,
They
yeah.
didn't speak too good of English.
Yeah, just like that.
They didn't speak too good.
Yeah. Ask them.
This is my school for kids that can't read good.
Yeah, you should see his
Ask him. He'll tell you.
It was pretty good. I grabbed the hold of that guy. He got a little bit of the taste of strong. Look out. I got a hold of him pretty good. He was just trying to move, and it was like he couldn't do anything, and he was looking at me like I was going to knock his socks off. And the umpires right there, you know, the umpires are all in your ear. They're like, don't do it. Don't do it. It'll cost you, because we didn't make a whole lot of money. So when you got they watched everything, man, and they find the hell out of you, man. That's a lot of money.
Yep. I will tell you right now, if you've ever had Timmy grab you here in the chest and you try to squirm away, good luck.
Yeah,
I watched him scrape down the line and take a running back, and he had him just by the back of the jersey and slammed him so hard to the ground as he was falling. It looked like someone smoked him to the ground. It was just him with his hand and just.
Was that a horse collar, Tim?
No,
Yeah, a little bit.
No,
a little bit.
A little bit.
He didn't have. It was the bottom. It was the middle to bottom part of the jersey that he had just the jersey, and he was falling, and he just ripped right down, and that guy's head hit the ground so friggin' hard. I was like, that hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tim didn't really have the lateral speed to get him, hit him on the side. He had to grab by the jersey.
Like Carlson used to tell me, I couldn't run north and south, but I could go east and west with the best of them.
There you go.
Those were the good old days. Tony Clark once told me, he goes, as big as Tony Clark was, I think Tony was like 6'7", 6 whatever.
Yeah, 6'8".
Well, you were 6'1", so.
He said, Mac, if there's anybody in the league that I wouldn't mess with, I think I wouldn't mess with you. He said, I'd probably break my hands on your head. I go, yeah, you probably would.
That's a given.
It is a given.
You didn't even need a helmet in football.
No.
With that melon.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you that we were at a party one time, and Timmy got sucker punched by this guy, and it split his lip open. And
over your damn bite, remember?
Shut up, fucker. And that guy, he suckered him, and he went boop boop boop. It was over.
He just looked at him and boop boop boop.
Oh, he just fucked him up. But the thing is that whole the next day we were leaving for Ernie Witt's baseball camp all summer long. His lip never healed all summer long. It split open the whole summer. He's like, that fucking guy, I'm gonna kill him if I see him again. But yeah, it was. I mean, 3 hits and it split the guy from here down the side of his face with one punch. I was like,
I hit him. I saw his shoe bottoms when going away. His shoe bottoms. He wore Nikes. All I seen was two.
All you
Nike
saw was the soul.
All I saw was the
yeah, I
bottom.
saw a soul leaving his body is what he saw. So
Nice.
Times, stupid times, crazy times.
yeah,
So Brock's not coming on.
he did not respond. So that's not shocking. We kind of expected that, but
I don't
it was
blame
wor-
him. I wouldn't
hey.
come on this fucking show.
Oh yeah. So, but I thought that was kind of
That's a good one.
yeah, that was a good one.
What else?
Fred, any guests we have coming up? Like maybe someone from a town merchant or coach?
Well, due to my circumstances that have been out of my control, I have not had an opportunity to start setting up some.
You should have invited a nurse or a doctor.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to get Fred's nurse on the show.
Yeah, let's how about a hot nurse? Let's go back. Did you have a couple hot nurses?
Let me just tell you that I was if I could give a shout out to the nurses and the nurses aides that were on my floor that worked with me. I've never worked with a better group of women. And
Fred, you didn't work with them; they took care of you.
Well, that were working with me to help me get better.
Oh yeah,
they did their job.
Oh,
I don't think any of them are watching the show, but
and I know, and not to mention the fact that another thing I was quite surprised by was the actual food at Beaumont Grosse Pointe was actually really good. I was like really surprised.
When you're in the hospital, you'll eat anything, man. You're fucking hungry. You'll eat.
Yeah, but
cardboard.
You didn't answer my question. Were any of them hot?
Yeah,
they all wore masks. I couldn't tell you.
Hot bodies?
Yeah, I mean, give us something, Fred.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't give you that because I was half out of it 90% of the time. I was on muscle relaxers and Norco and Toradol and Dilaudid and everything.
Are you afraid to say if one was hot because Kendra will hear you?
No.
She watches the show every week. Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do. But I will tell you that
no sexy sponge baths.
No, I will just tell you that Kendra was a godsend these past since April 30th when this all started all the way until and up to today. She has been on point. She's been making sure things are going smooth. She's been extremely helpful. She has sacrificed things that she needs for herself just to get me, to get me back on my feet. And I can't thank her enough. She's been a trooper, that's for sure.
She hasn't been doing this all along.
No, well, in this circumstances, when she has her own medical issues that need to be taken care of, and she's putting them on the back shelf to take care of me to get me back in order, she's got to get all the credit in the world.
Lord knows there's enough to take care of. I know that.
I want to hear from an asshole fart, McConnell.
Yeah, Dr.
Here he goes with the. He still thinks that light's funny.
Patch Adams.
Oh, it's funny. Good times.
I think Rob was looking for some material for Spank Revision later, and I think that's
listen. Hey, little hot nurse, little sponge bath. I mean, that's all good times when you're in a hospital.
You make pretty decent money. Order Cinemax. Then you'll have Skinemax all.
Do they even have Cinemax anymore?
Oh, sure do.
Do they?
Sure.
Do they have Skinemax though?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Fred was swelling in all the wrong places when he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Isn't porn free now, Fred? Why would I have to go to Cinemax?
Yeah. Just Google it.
I was just being
just Google it.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of pictures of the Golden Girls for you, Rob.
Listen, you know what? I'm telling you.
That wind tunnel tested hairdo you got rolling going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob's
It's
gonna
called the
be
B. Arthur.
yeah. I was
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
say because Rob's gonna have B. Arthur on all fours, licking from ass to
No,
tail.
not B. Arthur, not B. Arthur, but there's two of the Golden Girls I would do at this day and time if they were still alive, and
Oh,
Blanche.
Blanche and Rose. Yeah, they would be the two. I don't know the old lady though; she's pretty funny. There's something to be
Estelle
said for a good sense of humor.
Getty. Lord, you are.
Hey Rob, one thing's for sure, if they need to refinish those tables in your hotel room, you just rub your head up against them.
look at that scrubby.
I was gonna say, Jesus, I thought you were the heat miser when you came on.
That's like a fucking loofah on his head.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
I'm
Mr.
Mr. Sun.
Attaboy.
I'm
Uh.
Mr. Something 101.
Yeah. So guys, here's what my plan is. I will try to in the next week or so, I'll try to see if I can line up a couple people to be on the show. We are getting to the point where we're at Memorial Day, and now the live music is coming back out into the plaza up in Port Huron, and I'm sure they'll be down in Marine City as well. So thought about getting Jennifer Vanden Bosch, the mayor of Marine City, on, see what they got planned for the summer down river. And
Bless you.
yes, bless you. And if you guys can think of it, I mean, I would still love to get Missy Fisher on the show, but that's been kind of a lost cause. And the way with the weather's been, we weren't able to get any of the baseball coaches on because they got just absolutely slammed.
Yeah.
But I will tell you right now, the area's best baseball team right now is Marine City Cardinal Mooney.
Yes.
And they have a chance of winning a state championship. They just swept Divine Child a couple days ago. Marine City has won their division, which I don't know. I don't know what their division's like, but still, hey, you got to play the games and you got to win them.
Right.
So they've won.
All right. Congrats
so
to Kev, the AD, huh?
Yeah. So Kevin's helping with the softball team down at Cardinal Mooney. But he went down and checked out them playing Divine Child, which, when you talk about Divine Child compared to Marine City Cardinal Mooney, there's probably a talent where you got to figure out. But is it Mike or Mark Rice?
Mike.
Phenomenal job. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of years he ends up getting a college position as a coach.
Who he played for in college?
He played for Tim McConnell.
That'd be true. He sure did. He's a great player. Great for me. Awesome.
Yeah.
He was a student of the game.
Hey, Fred.
Yes, sir.
What about the running back from Cardinal Mooney?
He is playing baseball right now.
And he's obviously going to be, is he a junior?
No, he's a senior. I think he's playing Division III. I think he might be playing at like Adrian or Albion, one of those type of schools.
What's his last name?
Hazen Leader.
Yeah.
Very strong kid. I think I've seen him.
Dude,
Very
probably one. Let's just put it this way: if he would have played at Marine City this year with Zach Tetler and those guys, they would have never had to throw the football.
Oof.
I mean, this kid was light on his feet. Mike and I went down and saw him play down in Ford Field against Bishop Foley. I mean, the kid was a stud that game.
Yeah.
I think he had 164 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And actually they lost, but if Bishop Foley scored all their points in the first half and they shut Bishop Foley down the whole second half, they didn't do a damn thing. But I mean, but again, that's just one of those things where, you got one of those special kids that just, kind of stands out where, he has a different aura of himself, kind of like a Brendan Kay or, a Jake Cronenworth or a Tyler Mott type person where, he's a good kid but they understand the game, and they live for the game, and they honor all the traditions and things of it, and the hard work pays off. So
What do you think the Mariners are going to look like this year?
I think they're going to be better than they were last year. But like I said,
They were young.
They were young last year, so they lost a few people. But again, their starting quarterback was a freshman.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, Lincoln did a nice job. They moved Heslop to a halfback, and he just killed people. Tetler was hurt a little bit, but I think he's playing at Lawrence Tech. You know, and there's the thing is that there's there's always that time where you're going to think, okay, when does the well dry up? And
it won't.
And it won't, because the schools will be combining here in the next 2 or 3 years anyway.
Well, and they have such a good youth program. That's
yeah, no question.
They don't rebuild; they just reload.
Yeah,
that's it.
And to be honest, if you take Marine City's coaching staff and you give them, some of the players from St. Clair, who are very athletic, and intermix them with the Marine City kids, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at athleticism.
I think you see it as a plus.
I do.
I see it as
fiscally and monetarily for the school district. It makes complete sense. I think they approached it the wrong way, but what changes everybody's attitude about the schools combining is winning.
Well, what'll change is if the culture stays the same and the buy-in for the new kids coming in has the same buy-in for the kids that are existing there. That'll be, I still say it, just because you're adding this doesn't mean it's going to be a success.
Well, but I can guarantee you it will be, because all the sports.
You can't guarantee that.
I will, because there's sports at Marine City's better than St. Clair. St. Clair's better than Marine City. And just with a couple tweaks and pieces right there, you're going to be.
It doesn't work like that.
No,
I don't see too much going on because of the renovations of the schools they're doing. So
right. So
I don't see much going on.
Well,
they're fixing both schools.
I know they're fixing the schools up, Tim, because I know back when Superintendent Pubuda was in the office, he basically said, I'm just going to let the buildings go. So it forces us to build a central school. And now they're obviously they're renovating buildings and stuff. They could be renovating the buildings to prepare to sell them or to use them in a different capacity with the school district. But again, at some point it's got to happen. I just think it could have happened if they would have. I think would have approached it and revealed it in a more suitable way. But I understand that nobody wants to combine. St. Clair wants to have their own people. Marine City wants to have their own people. But when it comes to fiscally being smart and financially being and monetarily wise, it does make sense. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a popular choice, but at some point it's going to have to happen.
The numbers are decreasing.
Yes.
Both cities.
Yeah.
St. Clair's pretty much staying steady. That they lose a few here and there, but Marine City, there's nowhere to build. All the farmers got all the land up and down. Marine City Highway, King Road is. There's not a lot of places to develop. But where St. Clair is, I mean, they're putting new subdivisions on all over the place. Well, what happened to the Czar?
Like he accidentally shut his camera off or something. You still there, Rob?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
He must be picking.
It says done speaking though.
Bank revision.
Are you there?
He didn't, yeah. Just turn your video back on. Now you're muted. Now you're not. We didn't, it's okay if you pick your nose on camera. We don't care.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Watch. I'll do it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
I would pick my nose on camera. That's good for
he just wanted to reorganize the screens.
That's right.
He wanted to be in a different spot on the screen. I get it.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I'm only seeing one person at a time.
Oh,
You gotta
you gotta
push
put
it
it
over.
on gallery view, bro.
Yeah, slide it over.
That's all right.
Finger on the screen, slide it over.
I think we're pretty done anyway.
Right.
We've been done for a long time.
Yeah, we've been done for about an hour.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to challenge you guys with.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
I'm going to challenge you guys to come up with a topic for next week. If we don't get any just random ones, I think we should focus in on some things about Marine City. We haven't had a chance. We haven't really had a chance to talk a little bit about Marine City, some old times or something. Let's think about something along those lines.
All right. Deal.
He's writing his note down.
Are you really writing?
He wrote a
that down,
note.
Tim?
He put topic. You wrote topic, didn't you? Show me your notepad. Show me your notepad. It's a topic. It's a topic for next week.
You see that?
NPA.
He spelled it TOPICK, but
Man, you were bored tonight drawing that shit.
That's like,
Oh, God love him. God love him.
Oh, he is.
Somebody
He's a
has
special
to.
boy
Yep,
over there.
yep.
Special
My
boy.
boy.
He's our special boy.
That's right. You're my boy,
You're our
Blue.
special boy, Tim.
You're
You're our special boy.
hey, Rob, please go back and get your hair fixed.
That's
You
good.
need a refund.
Are you jealous I have hair, Tim?
And it's not gray either, so that's
Mine grays out when Lisa cuts it, man. It goes, I'm like,
What,
wow.
what the hell are you talking about? It's grayed out when you don't get it cut. What the hell are you talking about? You correct?
Well, I went out in the sun a little bit.
Well, I went down the town.
yeah. When I get my hair cut, there's a little bit of gray that comes out.
Did you put a little product in there, Tim, like saliva or something? What do you got going on in there?
No, just straight water and turn it to the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
just straight water.
Straight
sweat and-
water,
Wait, what was
not gay
It's
water.
it's ball, sweat, and boogers.
LGBTQ water.
Oh,
I think he's got some
That was
Vermont
awful.
cheese in that hair.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Like I said, Rob, it's
Tim,
ball
I think you
juice
gotta-
and boogers.
I think you got ball juice and I think you got I think there's a Tito in there. There's a Tito in there.
He's got a cornflake in his garage.
He's
there.
been,
Hey,
yeah, he's been rubbing some jalapeno in that area.
just remember, I'll get you back for you. It don't matter. Yeah, okay, that's funny. Hole, I'll get you. Don't worry.
All right,
So
guys.
as we always say, boys, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Feel free to sign up for notifications when a new show comes out. I will try to do a Facebook Live for all you out there to remind you of the show. We will be on next week, either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on everybody's schedule. And we look forward to, moderately entertain you.
And we're on Bud Light cans. We're on Bud Light cans also. Or maybe that's just Rob.
Yeah.
Just Rob.
Rob thought he was on the bottle, but he'd rather take it in the can.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
All right,
Brett, I
guys.
tell you, this is the most you've been on tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
you are funny.
I think he's
You
on
should be
something.
on drugs more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
No
the last
doubt.
thing. That's
At
the
all.
last thing you want to be on.
You didn't have nobody to talk to.
Yeah. Brett, why are you so funny, Galata?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out.
There.
Yeah, peace, boys.